Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Rasyid Syed Aziz and today I will be introducing our group's mini project, which is titled Separation of Triglycerides from Palm Oil to Obtain Palmitic Acid. Separation processes are important to the petroleum, chemical, oleochemical and many other processing industries. Separation is any form of method that is used to facilitate mass transfer of constituents of a mixture as to form a two or more pure or distinct product mixture with at least one of each is highly enriched in one of the components of the original mixture. The purpose of separation varies from purification purposes to increasing the efficiency of the raw material. For example, in the petroleum refining industry, contaminants need to be removed from the crude oil. Removal of contaminants such as carbon dioxide can be achieved through the adsorption process, whereby a stream of the crude oil is contacted with a suitable adsorbent mounted surface. Selective adsorption facilitates that only carbon dioxide is adsorbed onto the adsorbent surface, leaving purified crude oil for further processing. Since separation process is such a tantamount part of the processing industry, years of development have amounted to numerous amounts of types of separating method. Some of them include drying, which is removal of liquid, adsorption, which is selective adhesion of atoms to a surface, distillation for mixtures of liquid with different boiling points, and many more. In the late 1970s, as the price of crude oil increased, many companies made the change from petrochemicals to oleochemicals. Due to Malaysia's rapid production of palm and palm kernel oil, it became one of the countries that held a competitive edge due to cheaper raw materials. Oleochemicals are chemicals derived from animals and plants, similar to petrochemicals. Basic oleochemical substances like fatty acids, fatty alcohols, and glycerols are formed from various chemical and enzymatic reactions. Palm oil is made up of several components, with palmitic oil being its major component. Palmitic oil is used to produce soaps, cosmetics, and release agents. Since its discovery in 1840, the primary method to produce palmitic acid is by hydrolyzing the triglyceride in palm oil with high temperature water, usually above 200 degrees Celsius, and the results proceeded to be fractional distilled to obtain the pure product, which is palmitic acid.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Hilmi Hazim. So, I will be explaining about the PFD or process flow diagram. Inside this process, we have three major instruments, which is drying column, distillation column, and condenser. The function of the first instrument, which is drying column, is to separate the excess water from the fatty acid, from the crude fatty acid, to get the needed product, which is C37H71 and 06. So for the next instrument, which is distillation tower 1. For this distillation tower 1, as we know, the top product will be in the vapor condition, and the bottom product will be in a liquid condition. So the presence of condenser as a third instrument is to change back the unreactive product into the liquid form, so that the unreactive product will go to the waste product. So the main product that we need, which is caprylic acid, will enter back the distillation column and goes to the distillation tower 2. After we obtain caprylic acid from the distillation tower 2, the process then proceed to the distillation tower 3. For distillation tower 3, the process might be different, since we have glycerol as a minor product and the palmitic acid as a major product. So the major product will be as our end product. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mdm Azyyati Binti Johari, and for my part is material balance. There is four things important in this material balance. First is the drying column, distillation tower 1, distillation tower 2, and distillation tower 3. For the first step, when 1000 kilogram of fatty acid plus H2O will enter the drying column and separate, 10% of water and uncondensed compound will enter the vacuum unit. Okay, next, the pure triglyceride plus water will enter the distillation tower 1, which is 900 kg of pure triglyceride plus H2O. For distillation tower 1, composition of undistilled product is 24%, which is enter the vacuum unit, and 12% will recovery back into the distillation tower. Okay, the first product we have is caprylic acid, which is 601.92 kg. Okay, for the material balance occur in distillation tower 2, which is undistilled product, will enter the vacuum unit is 164.16 kg, which is 24%, and 12% will enter back into the distillation tower 2. For the product, which is CB, is 405.746 kg, which is caprylic acid, and the rest will enter the distillation tower 3. Okay, the next material balance occur in distillation tower 3, which is the undistilled product will enter the vacuum unit, which is 44%, 124.76 kg, and 12% will recycle back, enter the distillation tower 3. Okay, for the minor product, which is glycerin 395.08 kg, and the major product, which is palmitic acid, which is 347.67 kg. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Hanif bin Yusuf, and today I want to explain about factors affecting the production of fatty acid. There are three main factors affect the production of fatty acid, which is pretreatment, temperature, and reaction time. For pretreatment, before being subject to splitting, crude commercial fat are sometimes purified by removing troublesome impurities such as minerals, gum, soap, and protein. The normal procedure is to heat the crude fat and then filter it or treat it with a small quantity of sulfuric acid. The other factor is temperature. The production yield will vary with temperature because the temperature has slight effect on concentration and solubility. There is another issue that should be carefully looked into when discussed about temperature. It is the production of glycerol and biodiesel production which is related to it, which vary highly with the temperature reaction. The third factor is reaction time. Even if specific experiments to determine the most appropriate reaction time were not performed, it was known that the reaction needs enough time for it to be complete. The only limitation imposed by the reaction time is that in case it is not long enough, the reaction will not be complete. Therefore, allowing a long enough time will avoid any problem and ensure a complete reaction. That's all for factors affecting the production of fatty acid. Thanks.
Assalamualaikum, and my name is Muhammad Rasyid Syed Aziz. Today I will be presenting about the product enhancement. Product enhancement can be seen from many aspects. I will be presenting about the design and equipment. First, for the design and equipment, we can add another process to enhance the quality of the product. First, you can see here that if we add another process here, which is the recovery process, at the dry column, we can ensure the product is completely separated with water and uncondensed, which will enter here, and only the condensed product will enter the distillation column. Okay, after entering the dry column, the product will enter distillation column, or also known as separation column. We can also add, for all these three products, we can also add another recovery process. This is here, here, and here, to make sure that before the product enter the next distillation tower, the product is completely separated, and this will eventually reduce the amount of residue produced. Okay, these arrows are new process which are added to enhance the product. This process are called recycle or recovery process. Okay, other than that, we can also make a partially split feed. This is because, as we know, triglycerides have long fatty acid chains. Long chains eventually have higher molecular weight, so it will require higher residence time. Okay, by using partially split feed, we can fortunately we can reduce the residence time and can reduce the split volume use. Okay, third and last, for this design equipment, we should use a smaller diameter separating column, meaning the diameter of the column will be smaller than the usually used. This is because when the product is in the separating column, they require a certain temperature to be splitted from the triglyceride. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, larger diameter is not as good as smaller diameter because larger diameter has larger surface area contact with air. So we can say that most of the heat on the large diameter column will be released to the surrounding compared to small diameter. So if we decrease the diameter of the column, the temperature is easier to maintain, and the triglyceride or substance can be separated properly according to the boiling point. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mohamed Faris, and I'm going to explain about the product enhancement, which is a catalyst. Okay, basically the catalyst is a reaction bound in the production of oleochemical. Nickel-based catalysts are used in the hydrogenation of unsaturated fatty acid. Sodium methyllate catalyst in the transesterification of triglyceride. Sulfonic-based polystyrene resin catalyst in esterification of fatty acid, and copper chromide. Copper zinc catalyst in high pressure hydrogenation of methyl ester of fatty acid to produce fatty alcohol. To maintain alcohol catalyst life is crucial to ensure the absence of catalyst poisons and inhibit in the feed. The preparation method of nickel and copper chromide catalyzed are as follows: precipitation, filtration, drying, and calcination. Sodium methyllate is derived from direct reaction of sodium metal and methanol under inert gas. Okay, there are some catalytic processes in a basic oleochemical. Okay, first, unsaturated fatty acid hydrogen. Okay, unsaturated fatty acids are often not desirable in a number of fatty acid industrial applications, such as a metal saturated rubber compounding, candle waxes, and crayons. The presence of double bond lower the melting point and reduce the shelf life and heat stability due to vulnerability of the double bond toward ambient oxidation. To improve the shelf life and increase the melting point, the unsaturated fatty acid are converted to saturated fatty acid by relative simple hydrogen reaction. Okay, next, methyl ester by fatty acid esterification. Methyl ester by fatty acid esterification can be catalyzed by homogeneous or heterogeneous acid catalyzed. Soluble acid catalyzed normally used in sulfonic acid or any other strong acid such as sulfuric acid and hydrochloric acid or other strong acid. Then para-toluene sulfonic acid is the preferable homogeneous catalyst due to less corrosive compared to the inorganic acid. Okay, lastly for the process of catalyst, there is a fatty alcohol polishing. Fatty alcohol polishing is required to remove carbonyl group compound exists in the fatty alcohol product. A polishing can also remove color bodies, which usually consist of various saturated conjugated compound. The color is removed by hydrogenation of those unsaturated compound. The removal of unsaturated help to improve the strongest stability of the product. The effect of the impurities is oxidization of the product and result more color or bad smell. The bad smell due to oxidation is derived from cyclic ketone. That's all from me.
Hello, my name is Ali bin Ali Amran, and I'm here to tell you about the enhancements from the distillation. First of all, after we get the fatty acid from the separator, we must make sure that the fatty acid that we got is pure fatty acid. To do that, we need to remove the troublesome materials such as soap, water, and many more by heating the crude heat and filter it with a small quantity of sulfuric acid. First of all, distillation. Distillation is a complex technological process they apply in many industries for their works. And distillation is a process of separating the selective evaporation and the condensation. Distillation may result in essential complete separation that increase the concentration of selected component of the mixture. From the distillation can purify the fatty acid that come from the separator, and by using the adequate distillation. The adequate distillation is the best method to purify the fatty acid from the separators. The result from the adequate distillation can produce fatty acid, a product that is almost white in color. My point is, from the distillation, we can purify the fatty acid that come from the separators using adequate distillation. Adequate distillation is the most effective way to purify the fatty acid. The product from the adequate distillation can produce a product with a light color and a great stability. Other than that, one of the most effective distillation is the straight distillation, which is what we can call is that it is wise in economical values and great at producing high quality of fatty acid. The fatty acid must always keep in a high pressure to extend the maximum distillation temperature, and with the effective heating from distillation, it can make the contact time become shorter. And that's all for me for the enhancement of distillation. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Hamdan Bihalim. For my part is the conclusion of production of fatty acid. Separation is any form of method that is used to facilitate mass transfer of constituents of a mixture as to form two or more pure. In our preparation to produce palmitic oil from the crude oil, we use the palm crude oil as the main substance because it is the most suitable for the geography of Malaysia. The palm crude is firstly run into the first process, that is distillation column. Then it will continue being supplied into the separation column to form caprylic acid. Then it was supplied to the next separation column to produce the caprylic acid. Lastly, into the third separation process that becoming the last product, that is palmitic oil. In this mini project assessment, we find that there are several factors that can be
conclude as our final product. The first are through the pre-treatment by splitting the crude from another unneeded substances such minerals and gum. After that, in all three separating columns, recovery process should be done to reduce the formation of residue, thus increasing the formation of fatty acid, which is palmitic acid. We also can use the partially split feed. Separating column should have smaller diameter because substances that are enter a large diameter of separating column have more chances to not separate properly according to the temperature set. The last is using the catalyst, which cause production of product become more faster. That's all. Thank you.